YouTube, what's happening? It's Richard, founder of Short Term Rental University, professional real estate developer. And today's video are the 3 reasons that you must diversify your short-term rental portfolio in order to succeed. But first, you know that I believe that the single most important thing that we can all start to do is take hold of our own business and be responsible for our own booking platform. So I'm going to encourage you to stay through to the end and check out the HostZaver solution that we created for me so that with one click, you too can have a professional website and start to own your own brand and identity and take care of your own booking. So by way of introduction, there's no debate that diversification is critically important in all investments, in all portfolios of all asset classes. It's a benchmark, it's a staple of modern portfolio theory. You must diversify in order to be anywhere near the efficient frontier. So let's just give that as a base level. We all understand the math and the science and why people won Nobel Peace Prizes for modern portfolio theory, and it's all based on diversification. So that's a given. The very first reason that I want you to diversify your short-term rental portfolio is to grow yourself. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we have 19,000 plus people in our Facebook group, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers on this YouTube channel. I've taught in Miami and in Nashville the importance of diversification, and what always comes back, the resistance is, well, that's really scary, that's really challenging, that's really filled with risk, and all of those things are self-limiting beliefs. They are in fact not true. They are just your perception of the risk involved in you doing something you haven't done before. So consequently, whenever I find things that are self-limiting or that I can overcome, I want to try and do that. And I'm going to encourage you to overcome that self-limiting belief to grow yourself as an entrepreneur, as a host, as a business owner, as an individual. So grow yourself by facing those fears, proving to yourself that you can do it. And here's the beautiful thing. Once you do it once, then you know you can do it twice and 3 times and 4 times. And in fact, I work with many entrepreneurs who did not do remote hosting before, did not have a diversified portfolio, have started to scale out and sell some of the ones that are like the Me Too, the later add-ons that weren't working very well, and they're reinvesting those proceeds without paying taxes, using a 1031 exchange, and diversifying into new communities, into new opportunities, and doing so successfully and well. And here's the punchline. Once they've done it the first time, then they go on a buying spree and they start going more and more places and buying more and more STRs because they are able to do it, and that self-limiting belief has been extinguished. They've grown. I want to encourage you, I want to support you in your growth. The second reason is going to be a little bit more obvious and straightforward, but that doesn't make it less important. In fact, it makes it more important perhaps. I want you to protect yourself. If you have all of your eggs in any one basket, and I don't care what basket it is, that's a no-no, right? Like we've all heard, don't put all your eggs in one basket. It doesn't say, don't put all your eggs in any one basket except for the city of, right? So let's not put all of our eggs in any one basket. Let's spread out our risk amongst a variety of different locations with different seasons, different localities, different socioeconomic, different visitor types, different communities, different everything. The more diverse, the better, because then what you're doing is you're spreading and mitigating the risk as opposed to adding more risk into your portfolio. So the second reason I want you to diversify is to protect yourself and give yourself plenty of time to actually monetize this investment and not get stopped out because you picked the wrong basket. And the third reason is because I want you to sustain yourself. Real estate investing is a very long-term investment horizon. We often go out and get 30-year mortgages. So if you think about it for a second, if we're buying something with a 30-year time horizon, very few of us are thinking forward 30 years, and very few of us are able to think forward 30 years in the future with any accuracy. So, as intelligent as we are, as diligent as we are, as educated as we are, as resourceful as we are, we're making decisions at a point in time, let's say 2020, and we're trying to hope and pray that that's accurate for 2050. That's really challenging. But you have more likelihood of being correct if you have 5 bets or 10 distinct bets, let's say 5 distinct geographies or 10 distinct geographies than if you just picked one. So mathematically, you have a greater chance of being right, a higher probability of being correct if you have 10 locations versus if you only have 1 location, right? Doesn't that make sense? So if you picked correctly 1 out of 10, you might have a home run in 2050, or 2 out of 10 in 2050. But if you only have one bet in one community, it's binary. Either you're right or you're wrong. So let's spread some of that risk in order to sustain ourselves for that very long runway in real estate investing. And what you'll find is sometimes in that 30-year period, property 1 is really hot and property 10 is really cold. And then during other periods, property 10 is really hot and property 1 is really cold. You want to have a lot of diversification and a lot of exposure in a lot of different geographies so that you're always right at every point in that mini cycle and you have that runway to sustain yourself over that 30-year period or longer. So friends, what I'd love to see you do is comment below, what's holding you back from diversifying? Why aren't you remote hosting? What self-limiting beliefs do you have that disallow you from taking that minor step that will grow you, protect you, and sustain you? And friends, for those of you that do remote hosting and have diversified, leave comments below also. Encourage people, share with them. What have you done? Was it harder, easier, more work, less work, a really great thing? Share with everybody in the comments below, because that'll help us all grow and that will encourage people to get out of their own backyard and do the right thing and start to diversify. It's unequivocally the right thing to do, and I want to share with you how to do it.